Okay, so this is volume. Okay, this is a volume question. Okay. So portion of the curve ay equals to x squared. Now ay equals to x squared can be written as y equals x squared over a. Okay, so this is just a normal x squared curve. Okay, so when the axis is here, so when you draw the curve, right, it's probably going to be just let me just try and draw. It's going to be just a U-shaped curve. Okay, a smiley face curve. Okay, but don't draw like me like that, because for this is a digital whiteboard so it's a bit hard to draw. Okay, hard to aim properly. Okay, just a writing tablet. Okay, so on your graph, you need to draw this properly. Okay, one line. So now for the vertical axis y, okay, so it has a horizontal circular of base r and a rim of radius 3r. So this thing is rotated around the y-axis. So let this be r and let this be 3r. Okay, so this is the height. So when this part is rotated about the y-axis, you get a bow. Okay, that's what they are trying to say. So prove that the depth of the bow is 8r squared over a, which means that find this height, find this length. Let this be h. Okay, so y equals to x squared over a. Okay, so we need to just find the y value. Okay, so for first part, when x equals to r, y equals r squared over a. And when x equals to 3r, y equals to, you squared it, will be 9r squared over a. So that is this point and this point. Okay. Therefore, the height, the depth, which is the height, equals to h is equals to 9r squared over a minus r squared over a. You get 8r squared over a. Okay, this is pretty straightforward. 1 mark. Find the volume of the bowl. Now, we need to use the volume formula. Okay, let me just move this part. Now, the volume formula, okay, is just basically pi integrate, because we are rotating around the y-axis, so it will be x squared dy. Okay, so how to remember is this one is around which axis. Okay, another way to understand is, remember, just pi r squared, because when we rotate, it's like a disc. Okay, so pi, the radius in this case is the x, that's why it's pi x squared dy. Okay, so we also need, because it's dy, we need the limits. So in this case, we already found the limits in the first part. So this is r squared over a and 9r squared over a. Okay, so x squared we know is ay, so we just integrate of r squared over a and 9r squared over a ay dy. Okay, so pi, you get ay squared divided by 2 from r squared over a to 9r squared over a. So I can take out the a over 2 because it's a constant. So it makes things simpler. You're just left with y squared. So 81 r4 over a squared minus, then we sub it in, r4 over a squared. So I'm left with just 80 r4 over a squared. Okay, so 80 divided by 2 is 40, and then you get r4, 40 pi r4 over a. Okay, the a over a squared cancels out, become a. So this is the answer. Okay, at most add a units cube. Last part, find the volume of the bowl, or given that the volume of the bowl is pi a cube over 10, find the depth of the bowl in terms of a only. So the depth, to find in terms of a only means you need to find in terms of r. I mean, find the value of r. Okay, so we will use this and this to find the value of r. We sub that in, we'll get the depth in terms of a. Okay, that's what they really mean. So we are rephrasing the question for our own benefit. So the volume is equals to, let me see again, pi a cube over 10 is also equals to 40 pi R4 over A. Okay, so the pi will cancel out. We are left with R4 equals to 40, bring over is 1 over 400, A power 4 over 400. Okay, so this is pretty straightforward. R square is just A square over 20. Okay, why I put in R square? Because AR square over A. So I just leave it in terms of R square. Okay, and when we square root, of course, we need plus minus, but R square will always be positive. That's why we don't need to bother about the minus. So therefore, the debt, which is 8R square over A, is equals to 8 of A square over 20 divided by A. Okay, this makes things simple. 8 over 20. Okay, let me just make this nicer. 8 over 20 is going to be just, let's see, divide by 4, 2, divide by 4, 5. So 2/5 and then 2/5 A. Yeah. So answer is just 2/5 A. So this is the debt.